It starts quietly. A thought. A memory. A detail you wish you'd noticed sooner. A conversation you wish you'd handled differently. A moment you wish you could take back or live in forever. And before you know it, you're stuck. Back in the relationship. Back in the chaos. Back in the what-ifs and the what the heck happened. You know they're gone. You know it's over. But your mind hasn't accepted it yet. Your heart keeps replaying it all like a film with no ending, no pause button, and no way out. So, you ask yourself again and again, how do I stop replaying everything that went wrong in my past relationship? Let's walk through this piece by piece. Let's look at why we ruminate, what it does to us, and how we can finally free ourselves from the past so we can breathe, rest, and move forward. Rumination is what happens when your mind won't stop chewing on something painful. It's like trying to solve a puzzle that no longer exists, but you keep looking for the missing pieces anyway. Why do we do this? The brain seeks resolution. When something ends abruptly or without closure, the mind obsessively replays the story to make sense of it. It's trying to finish an emotional sentence that got cut off. We crave understanding. If we can just figure out what went wrong, maybe we can prevent it from happening again. It's a self-protection mechanism rooted in survival. We miss the emotional high. Yes, even in toxic or painful relationships. Your brain became wired to their presence, their energy, even their dysfunction. Replaying the past is sometimes your nervous system's way of grieving that rush. It gives us the illusion of control. Replaying the relationship feels productive, but it's not. It's a loop, a distraction, a trauma echo, and it costs us peace. So how do we stop? Not by force, but by going inward. You don't need every answer to move on. The truth is, closure is often a luxury. Not everyone gets it. Not everyone gets the, "this is why it ended," or the, "you deserved better," or the final conversation that wraps everything up neatly. Sometimes people just leave, or lie, or vanish, or change. You know, sometimes the relationship dies slowly, and the love with it. Trying to extract meaning from every misstep, every argument, every red flag you missed will only lead to one place: self-blame. Here's what you need to hear. You don't need all the answers to be free. You don't need a full autopsy of the relationship to know it no longer serves you. Yes, learning the lessons is important, but obsessive reanalysis isn't learning. It's punishing yourself. Choose healing over perfect understanding. Choose forward over backward. Alright, so let's talk about something really important here. The difference between healthy reflection and toxic rumination. It's essential to distinguish between the two, you know? Because while one can help you grow, the other can keep you feeling stuck. Here's a simple way to break it down. Reflection helps you grow, while rumination keeps you stuck. Reflection is objective and curious, but rumination, it's emotionally charged and, let's be honest, often self-critical. Reflection leads to clarity, whereas rumination, it tends to lead to confusion. And, well, reflection is past-focused, but also future-oriented. Rumination, though, is past-focused and kind of past-trapped. So here's something to ask yourself. Am I learning or looping? Is this helping me heal, or is it, hurting me more? The mind that just won't stop replaying things is often trying to rewrite the ending. But here's the thing. You're not responsible for a better ending. You're responsible for your next beginning. Grief needs a witness, not a solution. One reason we keep replaying the relationship is because we weren't seen in it, especially in the pain. You might think, if I keep going over it, maybe I'll finally understand why they didn't fight for me. Or, if I just find the moment it all shifted, maybe I'll make peace with it. But grief isn't a puzzle. It's a presence. Grief needs to be felt, not solved. You need to mourn what was, who you were, what you hoped for, the version of love you gave. And grief moves when it's witnessed, when it's named, when it's held. So write the letter you'll never send. Cry without censoring yourself. Scream if you need to. Stop intellectualizing the pain. Start feeling it. Because once it moves through your body, it stops living in your mind. Often the story we replay is distorted. You know, you remember the sweet moments vividly and the betrayals fuzzily. You remember the feeling of being loved and forget the pain of being dismissed. You blame yourself for what went wrong and give them grace they never earned. This is a trauma response, minimizing the pain to preserve the fantasy. But honestly, fantasies are not foundations. They are illusions. You need to tell the whole story, not just the highlight reel. The time they ignored your boundaries. The emotional withdrawal that made you feel invisible. The way they made you question your worth. Don't rewrite it out of nostalgia. Rewrite it for truth. Tell the story as it was, not how you wished it had been. Only then can your mind release its grip. Rumination thrives in idle time, those moments of silence where your mind takes over. One powerful way to disrupt the loop is to anchor yourself in the now. When the replay starts, pause. Say out loud, "I'm not there anymore." Breathe in deeply. Exhale slowly. Name 5 things you can see, touch, hear, smell, and feel. Move. Take a walk. Do yoga. Shake your body. Channel your attention into something tangible. Writing, cooking, painting, or even calling a friend. The mind can't ruminate when it's fully engaged in the now. Healing lives in the body, not the memory. One of the most overlooked steps in healing is digital and emotional detachment. Unfollow, detach, and let them become a stranger again. Stop checking their social media. Stop asking mutual friends about them. Stop stalking their new partner or wondering how quickly they moved on. You can't heal if the wound keeps getting reopened. Sometimes the obsession isn't even about them, it's about what they represented. Your desire for connection, your fear of abandonment, your hope for redemption. Let them become a stranger again, not out of bitterness but out of self-preservation. You cannot carry their ghost into your next chapter. You deserve peace. A lot of people stuck in the replay loop are also trapped in a toxic belief. If I had just done something differently, it would have worked. Let's stop right there. Relationships don't break because of one person's imperfections. They break because of dynamics, because of misalignment, because of unmet needs, unhealed wounds, incompatible goals, or emotional immaturity. Were you perfect? No, but you were honest. You were present. You tried. Blaming yourself endlessly doesn't make you accountable. It makes you a hostage. You don't owe anyone your constant self-criticism to prove you've grown. You owe yourself grace. The brain creates neural pathways based on what you focus on. If you keep replaying the pain, your brain starts wiring itself to relive it automatically. You have to train it otherwise. Start small. Replace a painful memory with a new habit. Like, for example, every time I think about the breakup, I write a gratitude list. Redefine old routines. If Sundays remind you of them, make it your self-care day instead. Fill your space with new sights, scents, and sounds. New music, new sheets, new routines, new experiences. You can't erase the past, but you can rewrite how your body reacts to it. You're not erasing the love, you're removing the suffering. The final act of healing isn't always loud or dramatic. Sometimes it's this quiet moment when you realize, I'm tired of carrying this pain. I'm done letting this relationship define me. I'm ready to forgive, not for them, but for me. Forgiveness doesn't mean you excuse what happened. It means you refuse to let it control you anymore. You don't have to forget. You don't have to reconnect. But you do have to decide, I choose peace now. And when you do, the replay fades, the noise softens, and for the first time, your mind rests. Even after all this, there will still be moments where your mind drifts back, where you remember a smile, a fight, a goodbye. That's okay. The goal isn't to never think of them again. The goal is to think of them without unraveling, to feel the memory without reliving the pain, to say, yes, it happened. Yes, I loved. Yes, I lost. And now I live. You are not your past. You are not your replaying thoughts. You are not broken. You are healing. And every time you choose presence over the past, you win. If you're tired of replaying the same scenes in your mind, wondering what you could have done differently, just know this: you're not alone. And you're not crazy for still feeling it. You're human. You loved deeply, and now you're learning how to heal deeply. If this video helped you take even one step forward, do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next conversation. And in the comments, tell me this: what truth are you learning to accept so you can finally let go? Let's heal together. And if you know someone who's stuck in the loop of regret and replay, share this with them. Because healing isn't meant to happen in silence or alone. Thanks for watching.